Listen up. Today, I've got a story that sounds like fiction, but it's real. A bank robbery in London that shook the nation so hard, the government tried to erase it from the headlines. I'm talking about one of the most covered-up crimes in British history.
No suspects. No convictions.
Just a vault full of secrets and a tunnel that led straight into scandal. The movie is called The Bank Job. But trust me, this ain't just a movie recap. This is the breakdown of how a group of regular guys pulled off the kind of job that governments don't want you to know about. Let's get into it. London, 1971. Not your tourist London. I'm talking the real city, full of smoke, scandals, and backdoor deals. In the middle of all this is a woman named Martine. She's sharp, mysterious, and she's carrying a problem that could shake the whole country. Martine has possession of, let's just say, very sensitive photographs. And not of just anyone, someone tied to the royal family. The kind of photos that don't just break tabloids, they break nations. She's working with people behind the curtain, government types who want these photos recovered. Quietly, but they can't do it themselves. It has to look like a normal robbery. So, Martine turns to someone from her past, Terry Leather. Terry's a car dealer, a working man, struggling with debt, cornered by loan sharks, the kind of guy who's trying to keep his family fed while the world takes chunks out of him. He's not a gangster, but he's not clean either. He's stuck in that gray area, and when Martine comes to him with a job that sounds easy money, he listens. The pitch? Rob a bank. No weapons.
No alarms.
Just break into the safety deposit vault, grab whatever's inside, and walk away rich. But what Terry doesn't know is that one of those boxes holds a political bomb. Terry can't do it alone. So he pulls together a team of people who know how to get things done. Dave, his right-hand man, loyal and ready to do the dirty work. Kevin, the guy who knows electronics, alarms, signals, basically their tech guy. Bambas, a tunneling expert. If anyone can dig under a street, it's him. Eddie, their lookout. Silent, sharp, and always watching. They rent a shop just down the road from Lloyd's Bank on Baker Street. Set it up to look like a photo studio. But underneath, they're digging. Day and night. Dirt piles up, nerves were thin, and every creak of the tunnel sounds like a siren. They use walkie-talkies to stay connected. And without them realizing it, someone outside, an amateur with a ham radio, is listening in. And even though he doesn't know where they are, the police start to get curious. Time's ticking. They have one weekend to break into that vault before everything falls apart. Saturday night. The streets are quiet. Upstairs, London sleeps. But under the pavement, Terry and his crew break through the vault floor. It's dark, dusty, and dead silent inside the bank. They open box after box. Cash, jewelry, gold, everything you can imagine and more. But then, they open one box that changes everything. Inside are photographs, documents, names, secrets. Not the kind you put in newspapers, the kind that get people killed. They don't realize it right away. But they just robbed the wrong box. This wasn't just a heist anymore. It's a crisis. Because now they've stolen something that belongs to the government, to gangsters, to the elite. And those people, they don't call the cops. They call killers. Monday morning, the robbery hits the bank like a sledgehammer. Over 200 safety deposit boxes, emptied. But here's the strange part. Not a single news outlet covers it. Why? Because the British government issued a media blackout. A D-notice. Total silence. Behind closed doors, the fallout begins. A criminal kingpin realizes his blackmail files are missing. Corrupt cops fear their deals are about to be exposed. And Martine? She finally admits she was being used by MI5. They wanted to take down a foreign activist who had compromising material stashed in that vault. The job was never about the money. It was a covert government mission, and Terry and his crew were the pawns. Now, the whole crew is being hunted. One of them disappears. Another gets tortured. It's no longer about getting rich. It's about staying alive. Here's where Terry proves he's not just some small-time crook. He figures out the game, realizes who's playing who. And instead of running, he uses the very thing everyone's chasing, the files, the photos, the secrets, as leverage. He contacts the people in power, the ones who really run things, offers them a deal. He gives them the compromising material. In return, his crew walks. No arrests, no headlines. The authorities agree. Why? Because exposing the truth would be worse than letting the thieves go free. Terry doesn't walk away rich. He walks away free. And in a world like that, freedom is priceless. Here's what makes this story even crazier. This really happened. In 1971, a robbery took place on Baker Street in London. Over 200 safety deposit boxes were looted. No one was ever arrested. The case? Buried. Silenced. Why? Because what was inside those boxes wasn't just money. It was the kind of stuff that could ruin governments. To this day, the real robbers were never officially caught. Some say they were protected. Others say they vanished. But one thing's for sure, the silence around that robbery speaks louder than any headline ever could. If this story blew your mind like it did mine, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Would you have opened that box? Would you take the money and run? Or hold the secrets and risk it all? Let me know what other hidden gem thrillers you want me to break down next. Until next time, stay sharp.